And they kind of like put him at the top of the influencer game again with people would say,
I ain't gonna lie. I think interview-wise, it might be down, but like presence-wise, it's like you're starting to see him on shit that we would have never
seen him on.
Like, because you like we wouldn't have ever thought that he would be somebody that would spot, like he's brash, he's like you're uncut, you're raw.
Right.
So in my mind, what he really did was he broke down the door for niggas that are raw and uncut. Because you're like, nigga, he's on this is a syndicated TV show, bro. When
it comes to national presence, he certainly did. Because
saying the crazy shit,
what he did was he took Smackwater's recipe and he put that shit and he injected, he put it on steroids.
Yeah, he put that shit on steroids.
He put it on steroids. So when it comes to what he did do, because listen, we didn't have there was no genre, there was no influence, not in urban media. There was nobody just getting interviewed like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that across the board and chopping it up like that. He did do that. But the whole thing is he's gotten to the point now to where what he was supposed to be and what he could have been, he's not that because he's a compromised soul.
Right.
And just like he said that he made the announcement, I'm tired of you guys asking me the same questions. These guys are paying you. Their audience wants to see more stupid shit. Like that would be like Jerry Springer.
Right.
Saying, people say, well, I'm tired of going on Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer, there was a niche for that. People wanted to see Jerry Springer shit. That's why they watched Jerry Springer. They wanted to see Ricky Lake shit. That's why they watched that, right? If you wanted to do something more or be more, he could have done it whenever he wanted to do it.
But the thing,
but that's what he was getting his bread and butter from them. So it's hard for you to criticize. I think it's inappropriate,
right,
for you to criticize people, platforms for paying you to do what their audience wants to see you do. If you want to go on a Joe Rogan or some European platform or some non-hip hop, non-urban platform, do that.
I just don't like the fact that people that we still look at white as better. That's my only.
He definitely does.
That's my only thing. But it's not even a him thing. It's like niggas do that. Like they'll go to Vlad and be like, yeah, nigga, I went to. If you go to Vlad, be like, because Vlad is just great at what he does.
Yes.
But it's almost like just because they're white. Like if they feel like, nigga, I done did something better than, you know what I mean?
So
that's the only thing.
Are you saying, make sure I get this shit straight.
Yeah.
Let me frame it right for you.
Right.
Are you saying that you are surprised that
No.
that black people in America who are the descendants of slaves, right? Who are the inheritors of Jim Crow segregation and all the punitive laws, and are you surprised that niggas look at white as better?
Absolutely
not. Because we have been programmed and trained to accept or to look at the lighter something is, even when it comes to women, when it comes to men. That's why we listen, we have racism in our own race because we have been taught and conditioned to believe that the lighter you are in terms of your complexion, the better you are. The closer to white you are, the better you are, the more value you have. We do that within our own race and our own nationality, our own nation of people.
Facts.
So, and listen, I'm not surprised by it because that's what it is. It's as simple as that. Like you can have a platform that does just as well as a platform that is a white platform, and people will look at that because you're being accepted by whitey, the white man. So if there's a white man accept me, who the fuck are you? And the motherfucker will turn it back on you because they believe that the white man is better. Bro, and I've made it. I finally made it.
You would never believe how many niggas turned their nose up at Real Life Street Stars, and when Mark Cuban sat on his couch, they could not believe it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, them niggas had Mark. How y'all? You know how many people hit us, man, bro? You get in touch with Mark Cuban to do that. Like niggas just trying to go through us to get them. I'm like, bro,
it happens.
But
shit.
It's some nigga shit. But the reality is they don't even realize really what type of pool we have for real.
Right.
We might not even utilize it all the way, but that's the type of shit that's kind of wild to me. But
first of all, let's have a Real Life Street Stars conversation right quick.
Yeah.
You don't use the power and influence. People think that all you do is sit behind a motherfucking camera interview. They don't have any idea what you mean to corporate America around the world. Yeah. They don't understand that before you had applications that would do coding and they don't know you.
Yeah.
So that's their fault for not getting to know you and not understanding the true you and the true essence of what the whole Real Life Street Stars team brings to the table.
Yeah.
They gonna learn though.
They gonna learn.
We're gonna put belt to ass.
Speaking of that, man, we just talked about the complex, the list, right?
Yeah.
And they overlooked. I don't even think was Say Cheese even on the list.
No, he was not.
That's insane to me, bro. Like
he wasn't on the last one either.
That's insane to me, bro. When it comes to hip hop, bro, Say Cheese, Academics 1 and 2, you can say 1A, 1B. To me, they one and the same, bro. You can't. There's no way you can discredit Say Cheese, bro. And you know that's shout out to Sean Cotton. He's from this area. You know what I mean? He's from Dallas, Philadelphia, but he's here. You know what I'm saying? You got us, bro. We had 1 million plus. Like, what is it with discrediting the Southern platforms? It's like a lot of Southern platforms that just wasn't even on the list.
You know what it is? It's the same thing. Complex is based where?
I don't know. Where is it? New York?
New York.
New York, yeah.
Right? Or at least I believe it's
I think it's in New York. It is.
Or the power base, the people who control it, they are New Yorkers.
Right.
Don't you remember when James Prince Sr. went at, do you remember the Ghetto Boys said,
yeah,
anybody can make it who got heart.
Yeah.
Right? You ain't got to be from New York. That's because the people who are trying to control, and that's why it's important for the Southern media outlets to come together who operate in YouTube space and to form a conglomerate so that you can make sure that you're getting your just due. It's the same thing that happened with the Source Awards. They would hold them in New York. They didn't want to give Outkast that award. They had to give Outkast that award. They didn't want to recognize the West Coast. You had to take your respect. They ain't gonna give you shit. It's as simple as that. So to answer your question, what the problem is that you have people who are heavily based in New York trying to tell people who are the movers and shakers in this space. And it's crazy. They added, Complex added writers. You read it, right?
Yeah.
The criteria. They added writers. And most of the writers they added writers just so they could not add the Southern media outlets.
It's crazy.
They added writers because most of the writers they added, we don't know who the fuck they are.
Right.
They had no presence. They had no impact. They had no influence. And one of the criteria was people who move and shake and spark conversations in the world of urban media.
Right.
You had motherfuckers on there who were writers for the New York Times, and they were popcasters, not podcasters.
Yeah.
Popcasters. Right? You had people who had one-off interviews who worked for GQ and worked for iRocks and worked for other shit. We don't even fucking read.
We don't even know, nigga. Yeah.
This space is ran by talking heads, YouTubers, podcasts. When you add writers to the mix, they did that shit on purpose. So those writers could take up spaces and occupy spaces that Southern platforms should have been occupying. That's why they did that shit. Because there's no way in the world that Sean Cotton, and then they also said, well, we're not just going to add individuals, we're going to add platforms as well. So you don't add Say Cheese?
That's insane.
That's insane. I'm even upset because they didn't add Real Life Street Stars. I'm even upset because they didn't add Poetic Flacco. I'm upset because when it comes to, there's even an argument Say Nash could have been on the list. There's an argument that Chinani Jake could have been on the list. Because if you're adding streamers and adding people who have no motherfucking footprint, they don't move the needle at all. If you add these people and these writers who have no impact or influence on anything, listen, All-Star JR was just charged with a felony aggravated assault with a weapon on NBA Ben 10. None of the writers that made that list of top 35 most influential people in hip-hop media, not just hip-hop media.
Right.
None of them have covered that story. None of them have talked to me. I haven't talked to Joe Kakaraminga and blah, blah, blah. How you not gonna reach out to the motherfucker who's put in charge of being the face of whatever All-Stars JR story, when that's the hottest story in the country right now when it comes to urban, the top 2-3 stories, All-Star JR is in the top. What's happening with All-Star JR? With rap, you have Rap-A-Lot, Mob Ties, NBA, and All-Star JR. You have Houston, Baton Rouge, and Detroit. How is that story not coming out their motherfucking mouth when these people have been presented to the world by Complex as the people who shape, frame and spark the conversations that are had in hip hop. That tells you everything you fucking need to know right there.
Right.
They did that shit on purpose. They added writers to the equation for the first time ever, so they can justify not giving the Southern platforms a spot. Yeah. So what the Southern platforms got to do is the same shit Jay Prince Sr. did when he put it down for Rap-A-Lot. Same thing. So what's stopping real life street stars? What's stopping Sean Cotton, real life street stars, and several more platforms coming together, getting people from all three platforms and doing their own motherfucking content creator power player list? Ain't nothing stopping y'all from doing that.
Hell no.
Ain't nothing stopping y'all from doing that.
That's what it's got to be.
That's what it's got to be.
No word.
Because you see it's not happening up there. And then you have tastemakers. You have tastemakers from across the country. Not just when you look at the people who voted on that. Did you see the people who voted on that complex list?
Yeah.
You don't know any of them.
No. Yep.
I don't know any of them. By name, by reputation, they're all complex heavy.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars.